Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Talk to Didi here. Today, the video we are going to be doing is Angels to Devils. You can see there are 5 teams. The first one, the Angels, the purely good people who have good intentions throughout the show. Total drama. Sean, Caleb, Jasmine, Damien, DJ, Lindsay, and Ella. Then we have the Saints, like the mid-ground between good and neutral, with Katie, Sadie, Rodney, Lashana, Sam, Trent, and B. The Saints are mainly just a team of majority good, but they can have moments where they can just be pure, like neutral. You get what I'm saying? And then is the neutrals: Gwen, Duncan, Sky, Noah, Axel, Priya, and Emma. Basically, this team is just people who are all good and bad. I mean, everyone here, they've had their good moments in the show, and then also their downright devious moments in the show. So they don't fall in either category. And then the next one is the centers. Mostly bad people, but they could be pretty. But they do have good intentions sometimes, as with Courtney, Izzy, Sierra, Justin, Dave, and Max. Then the last one is the Devils. The villains of mainly the villains of total drama, with Heather, Joe, Julia, Bowie, Alejandro, Scott, and MK. This team is just very self-explanatory. But let's get into it. So first off, the first challenge will be working best as a team. And here, I feel like the team that will work the worst together is the Devils. It's just Heather, Alejandro, Julia, MK, Bowie, Scott being Scott, Joe being Joe. They're gonna clash a lot. But here, I think Julia and MK go to Alejandro and Heather. I get them on board to vote out Bowie, with Bowie being the first one. Just because of how much of a wild card Bowie is. And I think Julia and Heather would get along very well. Just because of their rotten personalities complementing each other so very well. Along with Alejandro and MK being good strategists. And then Joe and Scott would make a little alliance to this side, so. But now, it is time for a competition of pure strength. So basically what will be going on here is basically they have to bench press as much weight as possible. And the first team to do that, team that does the 100% the best is the Angels, thanks Caleb. After that, the Devils, just because Alejandro's strong, Scott's strong, Joe's strong. I feel like they would just be able to get it. Next, I'm actually going to give this one to the Saints. Because Rodney and Lashana, there are no slouches when it comes to just pure strength. I mean, Rodney carried Amy and Sammy with no problems at all. But now it's time for the neutrals. And so I think Priya will gather up Axel and Emma to form a reboot alliance. And here I think Dave would actually sabotage Sky, almost almost injuring her in the competition. So I think Priya will be able to get Noah on her side to eliminate Sky. Just so she's really not in danger of Dave anymore. But this next challenge is going to be a speed test. Last team to get all their people across the finish line loses, and I'm sorry, the Saints are losing this next challenge. And promptly, Sam is going to be eliminated here, just because he cost the challenge for his team and all that. But here, Katie and Sadie, they're basically, I think they'll be basically clinging to Rodney, just because he would be giving both of them a lot of attention and whatnot. So then Lashana and B would actually get along pretty well, and then Trent would just be chilling with them. Alright, the next challenge will be a tug of war challenge. And basically, it's the best of 5. First team to fall wins. And I think everybody teams up on the Angels, just because they are one of the strongest teams. And here, we know Sean and Jasmine are going to team up. DJ and Lindsay are teaming up for sure. I think Caleb and Damien would team up as like a brain and bronze duo. And here, I think Caleb, Damien, Lindsay, and DJ, they would get along. And sadly, Lindsay would also be friends with Ella at this point. And so here, I think they would just eliminate Sean, taking Jasmine off a little bit, but she'll be understanding. It's just Sean would be a very big competitor to have down the line, but Sean's also very unpredictable. So all right. So the next challenge will be a beauty pageant, which the Angels do win here. Followed by the Devils, with Alejandro being the model and Julian MK making his uniform. The next one being the Saints, with their unique talents combined and whatnot. And then finally, the team I think would lose would be the Centers. And here, I think Dave would get Justin, Courtney, and Max together as like a villains alliance. Which Max would be opposed to it, but Dave was like, alright, fine, go for your own. I'll be seeing you get eliminated today. And then but the Max decides to stay and see what's going on. But in secret, Dave goes to Courtney and Justin and say, look, let's vote Max out. He's not good in challenges. He hasn't really helped us. He's only hindered us a bit. Plus, that he is very annoying. Which they will both agree. And Dave also visits Sierra. So fortunately, Max does get the boot here. Also, it is revealed that 2 idols are in play. But we got the first 5 eliminations down. So, let's go on to the next one. Next challenge is volleyball. Basically, the team to have the volleyball in the air. This will be a double elimination. First 2 teams to drop their volleyball loses. First team to lose will be the Centers. And the next one would be the Angels. Because they were sabotaged by Dave. And on the Centers, Izzy would cause their elimination. But so everybody would vote her, and she would actually be voting a Lightning. Due to him just really not putting up with her antics. And Izzy has as the first idol and use it, so Lightning is out. And then on the Angels, Kayla basically, Jasmine probably come part of the group here, and here Ella would be on the out, so she would just be eliminated here. Because Caleb and Damien are close. DJ and Lindsay are also close. And Jasmine is also good friends with them, so. Alright. The next challenge would be. Actually, this challenge. Alright. This challenge, whichever team loses is going to have a major loss here. And so, first things first. The team that will be losing this challenge, and the challenge will be Dodgeball, will be the neutrals. I'm sorry. I just think it'll be a free-for-all dodgeball tournament. Everybody would target them because they have people like Duncan, Axel, and Priya on their team. And so here, I'm sorry, but I just think Noah would be eliminated here. But it is time. If the neutrals lost, their team will be getting disbanded. So, to the Angels, Gwen. And Gwen's going to the Angels. To the Centers, Axel and Priya. To the Saints, Emma. To the Devils, Duncan. That means the neutrals is no more. And so, next challenge is how well do you know your team? And of course, the team that's going to do the worst on this is the Devils. But right now, for the next 10 eliminations, it's all just going to be straight. For the next few eliminations up until merge, it's going to be straight doubles. And so, the team that does best would be the Angels. And I feel like the team that would do the next worst would actually be the centers. But here, I feel like Heather, Alejandro, team up with Duncan, turn on Julia and MK. Vote Julia out, but Julia and MK get Joe and Scott on their side. Vote Alejandro out, but sadly, Alejandro has the second to last idol. Idling Little Miss Julia out of here. Next challenge is the centers. Next team up for elimination is the centers. So, let's see who we got. So, I think Priya and Axel, I think they'd be kind of starstruck over Courtney and Justin being OGs and Courtney being one of the best contestants in the show. And so she'd be so blinded that, I'm sorry here, but Axel does end up going home. But that is 10 people eliminated. Alright. We're down to the final 25. Alright, next 5 eliminations. Nothing but doubles. But the next challenge will be an obstacle course, which the team that does the worst will be the Saints. And the team that would do second worst would be the centers again. But the Saints here, it's Emma. I'm sorry. I think it would just vote out Sadie just for underperforming. Which just Katie would be sad, but would be comforted by Rodney. Then the centers, I'm sorry, but Izzy, it's your time to go. Because she would really do nothing but just bring chaos to the team. Has done nothing but bring chaos to the team. And all that. So, yeah. The next challenge will be freeze tag. If Chef tags you, you are out. The team that is going to be doing the worst is the Saints again, followed by the Angels, just because they have a good bit of people that really can't hide that well and everything. So, the Saints, I'm sorry, they would vote out Katie here. And on the Angels, I'm sorry, it is going to be Gwen. Just because she is pretty much an outsider at this point. So, no hard feelings, Gwen. So, the next challenge will be capture the flag. This will be a triple elimination. And last team's flag, 2 standing will win immunity. And I feel like the team that will be protecting their flag the best would be the Angels. And on the Saints, Rodney will be voted out just for being annoying and not that useful without Katie and Sadie. On the centers, I'm sorry, Sierra. Yeah, this alliance is too well packed. And on the Devils, I'm sorry, but Alejandro it is your time to go. Yes, you had a decent run, but when it was getting down to the wire, Duncan's had to team up with Duncan's had to get his revenge for a world tour and all that. So, 3 more. Alright. This next one is also going to be a triple. Basically, the last. This will be a 1, 2, 3, 5 or 5-legged race. MK and Lindsay are sitting out for the Devils and Angels. So, basically, what will be happening is each team's gonna have to run to the end. First team to make it wins immunity. And here, just by sheer determination, the Senators win the challenge. And here on the Saints, I'm sorry, Emma's eliminated. Just because B-Train and LaShawn are all close. And Emma, being relatively new to the team, didn't really have a way out. And on the Devils here, everybody just realized, oh wait, Jones Scott are a duo. Without them getting farther, they're going to end up dominating this whole game. So they take out Scott, who's the bigger threat overall. And on the Angels, DJ and Lindsay vote Caleb. Caleb and Damien vote DJ. And Jasmine, sadly, votes Caleb. Just because he would be a big threat in the merge. And now we have our merge. And no more teams. Our final 15. Hey everybody, down in the comments, leave a like if you guys like the merge cast for this season. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's do the merge, everyone. So, the first challenge will be a simple race. Last person to get there loses. And the last three people are B with his weight, Heather and Lindsay. Priya would just be carrying Dave the whole way just because Priya is pretty strong. But here, I'm sorry, B does get eliminated. And here, Sean and Trent had to make an alliance, and they rope Heather into it. And then DJ, Jasmine, Damien, and Lindsay just solidify their alliance. Same thing with Priya, Courtney, Justin, and Dave. Then MK, Joe, and Duncan were like, look, there's a lot of alliances going on. Maybe we could infiltrate a few of them and try and get them to break a little bit. Or we could just join the Villains Alliance and just have majority of the votes if we can kick one of the others out or whatnot. But the next challenge will be simple. They gotta hang from basically a pole with only their hands. Let last person standing wins. That's Priya. And here, I think it would be a close vote, but like with MK joining the Villains line, MK, Joe, and Duncan making a truce with the Villains Alliance, even though Priya isn't a villain. I think here they vote out Jasmine for being a very big threat. But Jasmine also does get to bring one person with her. And she actually decides to eliminate MK. Along with her, just for payback of her getting eliminated. So the next challenge will be a 6v6. 6 people are getting immunity. It will be Paintball. Last person to get hit wins, and that person winning is Priya again. And here, I just think that Heather, LaShawn, and Trent all vote out Damien for being really good intellectually. DJ, Lindsay, and Damien vote out Courtney, and Priya, Courtney, Justin, Dave, Joe, and Duncan vote out one of the biggest threats, LaShawna, because she's the biggest threat, keeping Heather and Trent working together. And without LaShawna, their alliance just breaks. Alright. The next challenge is a Guess Who challenge, and I feel like the person who would be best suited for this would be Damien. And here, I think everybody votes in a no-brainer. Priya will be getting eliminated. That's because she was going very, very hard. Very, very early. She's been playing good since this day one. This was the first time anybody had a chance to eliminate her. Plus, she was kind of a little deviating from the villain alliance a little bit. But here, they actually rope in Heather and all that. So, next one will be a chicken fight. And you can see the teams, Damien and Trent, DJ and Lindsay, Heather, Courtney, Justin, Dave, and Joe and Duncan. 2 teams will win immunity. And the first team winning immunity will be DJ and Lindsay. DJ being a good base, and Lindsay has shown a little bit of strength. The next is Joe and Duncan. Just because they really... Because Joe and Duncan are both fairly strong. They could either one could work as the base. But let's get to the elimination. And here, I'm sorry, but I think the villains would just target Damien. Just because he's the best option to get out here. And whatnot. So we're down to the final 9. And here Dave actually gets up Lindsay, Heather, DJ, and Trent, and spills the beans about everything. And says, look, I know you guys are outnumbered, but if y'all promise to work with me, I will side with y'all, okay? And everybody will figure out Dave's just trying to play the middleman. And everything, so the next challenge will be basically they have to dodge chef firing meat at their face. Let's see who's gonna fall first. First is DJ, then Dave, Lindsay, Justin, Joe, Duncan, Trent, and then finally Heather. And then Heather goes to the villain's lines and just spills everything about Dave. Actually, leading in Dave's elimination, getting him 9th place overall. And the next challenge, this will be a double purge elimination. The final 8 are going to split into 2 groups of 4. Courtney, Lindsay, DJ, and Justin, and then Joe, Duncan, Trent, and Heather. And basically what they have to do is they are each 4 gonna be on a platform. Last 4 standing win. The last 6 standing wins. The 2 that are knocked off first win. Not 2 that are knocked off first are automatically eliminated. And Courtney and Justin automatically team up and knock Lindsay from the platform. But DJ jumps in, pushes Lindsay back on the platform, sacrificing himself for her. And then Trent just goes up to Duncan this is for what you did to Gwen, and pushes him off. So DJ and Duncan are both eliminated. But now these 6 are going to be battling to see who will get immunity, because there will be a vote. And in the end, Joe ends up winning immunity here. And here, basically, Justin does get the boot. Alright, the next challenge, everybody. Joe, Courtney, Lindsay, Trent, and Heather. They're going to have to put together a statue of all of everyone of the elimination order. So the person who wins this one will be Courtney. And sadly here, Joe will be eliminated and everything. So but the next challenge will be basically a combination of every single challenge. First person to make it through wins, and will be able to take who they want to the finale. And basically, I think Heather will win this. She chooses to eliminate Trent and Courtney, which means Heather and Lindsay are in the finale together. And for the winner, it will be Lindsay, with Heather being a runner-up and a vote. But this is only my way. I would like to see y'all way down below in the comments. If you like this video, hit the subscribe, hit the like, comment, But I'll see y'all next time. Later.